The SoulsBorne series hooks you on like it's fucking crack. And the best part being, you don't even have a clue that it's happening. Here, let me paint you a picture. It's 2021 and I just walked into a game store trying to find a new game to play. I also just got my PS5 at this time, so I was really damn hyped to play some new games. And although it was 2021, I still looked at the back of a game to see if it was worth it or not to buy. So after a while of browsing, I picked up a really cool looking game. Demon's Souls.
I've lost all ambition.
And after a few seconds of looking at it, I made the worst decision of my life. I bought it. So back home I went, completely oblivious to the type of game I just bought. Shit, for all I knew, this could have been the newest Skylanders. Therefore, a little while later, after it was done downloading, I booted it up and my jaw fucking dropped. I've never seen something so good looking visually before in my life. I came to find out soon that this cutscene was only here to seduce me, but for the time being, the seducing definitely worked. So like any gullible human being would have, I started exploring. But we all know that World 1-1 isn't anything Souls-like in the slightest. It's very easy. Therefore, I didn't give it much thought when I found this red dude standing in front of a church. I thought to myself, just another waste of breath enemy I can beat in my sleep. Let me kill him and go further into the world. Huh, that's weird. I died. Let's try again. Well, third time is the charm, right? But there was no charm. Success never came. I kept dying and dying. I didn't understand. Did I miss something? I explored the entire area. There's nothing else but this church, guarded by this dude that just seems unkillable. It didn't make sense. Therefore, I closed the game and went on with my day. This all happened on a Sunday, so the next day I was back in school. And even though I wanted to pay attention, I couldn't get my mind off that damn game. What is Demon's Souls even about? Why was that dude seemingly unkillable? Did I miss something? What the hell even is a Demon Soul? These questions and many more plagued my mind so badly that the first thing I did when I got home was boot up the game and go back to that red dude. Can you guess what happened? Yeah, I got my ass handed to me the entire night. But after a while I realized something. I can just look up a damn tutorial. So I did.
Guys, Mr. Offwaffles here.
And the feeling I got when I found out what I actually had to do was indescribable. The euphoria I got from succeeding after failing for so long was so damn strong that I think right here, 3 hours into this game, I was hooked for life. Don't worry, I won't bore you with how the rest of my first playthrough went, because it was embarrassing. Even though it went poorly, the first thing I did after beating Demon's Souls was buy my next SoulsBorne. Because while playing through Demon's Souls, I was also watching YouTube videos on the game and how to beat it. All of that opened me up to a whole different world. The world of SoulsBorne. I felt like a caveman discovering fire for the first time. Like something in my life was missing until now. So I started digging into this new genre, and after a while I knew that I had to get my second Souls game. Now how would you feel when I told you I chose Dark Souls 2? And how believable is it that because of this choice I dumped the entire series for an additional 2 months? Believable, right? Yeah, that's because it's exactly what I did. But still, I couldn't shake the feeling of euphoria I got for the first couple of times after beating a boss or finding a new area. For the entire 2-month absence, the word SoulsBorne plagued my mind. Almost like a substance or a bad habit I was trying to get rid of. And like most attempts of trying to kick something, I relapsed. But this time not with Dark Souls 2. No, I learned my lesson. I decided to play Dark Souls 3 instead. And at this point, there was just no looking back anymore. I spent the next 2 months beating the game and its DLC, afterwards instantly going into a New Game Plus and doing it all over again. I even went for a third cycle. That's how insanely addictive this shit was to me. I breathed this game, I ate this shit for breakfast, and then Elden Ring dropped. And we all know what the general reaction was to this game. Nothing different for me, they had me by the dick and balls. But all this made me think, how the hell did they do that? How did they reel me in so fucking hard with a game I didn't understand and in a scenario with the red dude that I did not like? There was zero incentive to continue, nothing lost, nothing gained, just move on. But that just wasn't an option it seemed. I think 90% of the reason I just kept playing was the intro cutscene. Or should I say the absolute confusion that the cutscene left me with. Just put yourself in my shoes for a second. You don't have a clue what you can expect from this new game, but are determined nonetheless. You boot it up and this is the first thing you see. On the first day, man was granted a soul and with it, clarity. Pretty standard shit, right? This might as well been something Toad said to you in Princess Peach's castle. Now the second line. Second day. Upon Earth was planted an irrevocable poison. Who the hell did that then? Oh well, they'll probably explain it further into the cutscene. Let's see, the third line. A soul-devouring demon. Okay, who the hell wrote this shit? And after this, dudes just start fighting. And while you're sitting there so dumbfounded you almost forget to breathe, Slither the fucking Sky Dragon shows up. So, any further questions? Yes, you do have some? Well, luckily for you, they hit you with more lore. So this dude, King Alente 12, has a couple of souls on his hands. How the hell did he do that? No one knows, but by now you know not to ask questions. Of course there's a fog coming that fucks everyone over, cause you know, why not? And then some dude named Valifax, and the old one? Is there a fucking gas leak in my house? Am I hallucinating? Who are these entities? Please just help me out here. The rest after is just basic yap about a hero and some shit. But even if the rest of the cutscene was really important, I couldn't tell you cause I'm about to have a stroke. Thankfully though, the tutorial level is calm enough to let you process everything and just chill. Until our very first real encounter. And yeah, the demon is killable, but no one killed him on their first go, stop lying. And that's how we ended up here. In a scenario like this, I just do not see how you can't start playing this game. They bombard you with nothing but questions. Yet these questions seem so damn ridiculous that it feels like you got no choice but to find the answer. But the situation we are in now just feels like they told you to complete a 1000 piece puzzle without telling you where to find the pieces. And they knew this wouldn't work. Therefore, they gave us these motherfuckers. For a lot of people, the best part of any SoulsBorne game. NPCs. Now for starters, they don't answer any damn questions. They just give you more questions. But in a game like Demon's Souls or any other SoulsBorne for that matter, that's all you need to continue on. The entire answer a question with a question shtick always makes me hype, so hell yeah, more of that pretty please. You know what situation I found myself in for more than 80% of these games? An NPC tells me something and because of what he said, I go exploring. And after a cool 5 minutes, I forget about anything related to that dude and just keep exploring for the sake of exploring. Why though? For a game like Elden Ring, it's very easy to see, cause its beauty just entices you to keep going. But for a game like Demon's Souls, especially the PS3 version, there seemingly is no beauty, just suffering. So what really makes you jump headfirst into the bullshit? Well, for starters, the boss at the end of each area. Phalanx probably didn't do it for you. This slimy motherfucker really didn't make me hype. But after Iron Knight, I kinda realized that I had to see every single boss this game had in store for me. And that's for every Souls game really. They seem to have a tendency to put some of the cooler bosses at the start to keep you playing. Kinda like the casino giving you blackjack on your first go and after forcing you to sell your soul. Now, just cause I made a reference to a casino doesn't mean I think this way of making the Souls games is bad. Cause unlike the casino, Dark Souls keeps giving you cool shit. Therefore, you stay glued to this game waiting for your next dopamine hit. What also really helps is sometimes they start giving you clues to the next boss while still in the area before said boss. For example, Armored Spider to Flame Lurker. We go from this spider-esque cave deep underground, but not too deep yet, to us going deeper and deeper, with these little side areas suggesting that we are diving straight into hell. And they never leave room for confusion either. The enemies are fire-themed, and at the bottom the floor seems absolutely ready to blow up from the heat. And then waltzing into the arena. Ah yes, a fire monkey. I knew it. It amazes me how every time they give the correct clues without shoving the answer in your face. The use of area, dialogue, enemies and even new weapons to give clues to the next boss never ceases to amaze me. I know I've been given a lot of Demon's Souls examples, but everything I've said so far can realistically be applied to any of the SoulsBorne games. As an example, Midair. For him it might not necessarily be the area that gives away that you're gonna fight him. For him it's more the lack of a conclusion they give for such a cool, attention-demanding monster. Anyone with at least 2 gears turning in their head can put the pieces together that when they see this incredible looking dragon not once but twice, and also on the second encounter seemingly kill him in this kinda boring area while he still has half of his HP bar left, that this will not be the last time that you'll see him. Which is completely correct, with the third encounter coming later being the actual boss. Sometimes they don't even hide shit from you, like with Aldia. With you having multiple seemingly friendly encounters with the thing, except for him blowing you up every time, but I digress. Therefore, you kinda start trusting the dude, at least I did. But then all of a sudden realizing you are going to fight him, now knowing that any quote-unquote friendly NPC can be a potential boss, this started opening up a whole new world of potential enemy encounters for the DLCs or just other Souls games. They seem to have found the golden spot for giving just enough information to keep you guessing, but never too much to give the answer. Now that we know why we go through these areas, another question arises. Why the hell do we deal with these bosses? What is ever even the point of getting your ass beat seemingly just for the sake of getting your ass beat? You fight a boss for the first time and understandably just die. But after like 10 attempts, it almost seems like they just developed a brand new list of attacks to torture you with. Let me give you a personal example, but you have to promise you won't laugh. Flex South Sentry. I was thinking that you won't. No one laughing? Okay, I'ma continue. On my first run of Dark Souls 2, when I knew nothing about anything, I guesstimated this fight took me about 40 to 50 attempts. And for what? For what? I'm fighting these conjoined twins in the basement of a ship which is actively trying to drown me as we speak. Why did I go here 50 times? And even worse, I went through No Man's War 50 times. Do you even understand how bad that is? Quite frankly, I hope you don't. And in an objectively hopeless situation like this, it just comes down to a personal vendetta against the boss. Hate. 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 So much hate that even though it ain't real, nothing of this is real, I just have to win. Because the other option isn't just losing. No, that's the least of your worries. It's not being able to get that entity out of your head. Almost like you're possessed, and the only way to make it stop plaguing your mind is to kill it. Murder it. Nothing else right then and there matters. Zombie invasion outside, world ending, Black Ops 2 getting remastered. Yeah, go fuck yourself. I'm in here fighting Reptile Scrat while not even fully understanding what an Estus flask is. The way they can make you forget all logic and just make you go full caveman mode is insane. You know when it's even worse? When they give the boss dialogue to use when you die. I'm looking at you, Elden Ring. Imagine you get so mad at a boss that you get that fuzzy feeling in your head and that damn dude starts trash talking you. Sadistic. I mean, what's next? Moke pulling the plug after I almost beat him? Damn. And the list of reasons doesn't even end with me not being able to control my anger. The objective reasons are way more important for you wanting to be the boss. And they are also better for your heart rate. The most obvious reasons are of course what's behind this boss, and will killing him give me either more answers about his wicked place or more questions to find the answers. But killing a boss will maybe also give you that small little confidence boost that you needed to do something in the real world. If I can kill this boss with all his difficult attack patterns and massive health bar, then I can accomplish literally anything I want. Thinking that way is not stupid in the slightest. If you can persevere till the end here, then who says you can't do it anywhere else in life? How can you know I'm not just talking out my ass right here? Just look on YouTube. Countless videos and people talking about how SoulsBorne changed their life for the better. And they didn't change because they hit the strength requirement to one-hand a fucking hammer. It was because they persevered till the end on a hard boss, analyzing its attacks and finding ways to counter better and better every time. Fail, try again. Fail, try again. And all of a sudden, oh, you dodged that attack for the first time after failing so many other times. Now, if you can do this, why can't you go out there and set that new deadlift PR? Oh, you failed 10 times already? It took you 400 attempts to get Melania to her second phase, but you still succeeded with her in the end. Now I'm not saying just cause you killed Sarah Lone blindfolded while being waterboarded that you should load up 700 on the bar and break your fucking spine in half, but just have a little faith in yourself. That last part had absolutely nothing to do with SoulsBorne or gaming in general, but that's also kind of the impact that Dark Souls leaves behind on people. They play and enjoy the game, or not, that's completely up to you. And after it's finished, they look back and realize that they accomplished way more than first thought possible. Now, if they did that here just because they tried hard enough, why not try hard enough on different things? What I said at the start is still very, very true. This series hooks you the fuck in like a crack cocaine. But instead of leaving you with schizophrenia, thinking that Donald Trump is gonna bombard you with alien suicide bombers, you end up being more confident, knowing that with perseverance you can do whatever you want. Excluding the broken controllers, but really, who's keeping count here?